Because there's something wrong with America. Let me tell you. Let me just warn you guys what's going on out here. Because this is why I fucking lost my kids, because of Hispanic people ripping me off on my job and claiming they can do it better as a team instead of me as an individual, and me supporting my kids and their dad not being around and participating in the correct way to make it right. They brought Honduran people to the state of Texas, where I was, and offered them a job, a real world job. And I immediately lost my job, and I was told my job never existed. Are you fucking for real? Because in this life, in this reality, if I get my ass up every day with 4 fucking children who I have to get dressed and get myself dressed and show up and work my ass off sweating, cleaning your hotel room, your dirty, nasty, smoke-filled, disgusting, abused fucking hotels in Houston, Texas, but there's many more out here that I slaved over and lost weight over and had not enough food for me and my 4 children on $12 an hour, I'll have you, and lost my children because I had to have my daughters taken back home to North Carolina with their father, who drove all the way across the U.S. and Texas to pick them up, with an ex-co-worker of mine who had a negative intention in mind as an ex-military Marine. Her name is Melody Grimes, and she's selfish, and they lived off of my daughter's Social Security income after they conspired together to rip me off and have my daughter's check put in their name. And they went and had an apartment together, and they ruined my life. And so this is why I don't live with my children anymore. This is why having children with a man who is selfish, who is just as hateful and evil as anyone else, like Donald Trump, who is a sexual pervert, I'm gonna put this out there, who was allowing my daughter to touch his fucking dick, who was rubbing his fucking finger on her vaginal area. And I sat there and watched, wondering, when is it too far? What is this? Whoa, I don't even know when I'm supposed to ask for help. And did I have money for a lawyer? No. Should I have reported that? Yes. Why did I wait so long? Because I was getting screwed. Like, I was wondering, how the hell this is happening. And this man beat my older children with a belt on a daily basis. And how dare I fucking speak up, because he told me, no, I need to shut up. And I'm in love with my children, and this man had the nerve to shut me up like you lost my respect. Okay? So now I'm dealing with perverted men in my life who are involved in doing me harm and no good, and me almost losing my life. And in the meantime, I couldn't do it anymore, because America seems to think that this is all well worth the effort. What else was he doing with my daughters? Okay? And I'm just going to put that to the side, because in lieu of that, when the Honduran ladies got their job, I was allowed to I was not able to stay where I was at anymore, which was the place where I was working at the hotel and living and working. And they let me stay. Well, the lady let me stay in her brand new apartment that she had already had the money for. No furniture, no furniture, no furniture. And I stayed there for a few days, maybe 2 days, before she said, I have a little boy in New York, and she said, you need to be with your girls, you need to be with your daughters, right? After my daughters died, I picked them up and drove them all the way back to the East Coast from Texas. And now I'm listening to this woman because, okay, yeah, I need to be with my daughters need to be with me, and so do my boys. But this is the very moment, the split second change, the choice that a so-called district manager and the office staff of that hotel made, that were deceptive and judged me in some form or fashion, took my job out from under me so they could give it to these Spanish people that came from a whole nother country, lied. Okay, what were they doing in the background? Now, I don't have a place to stay. I don't have a roof over my head for my children. I'm living in someone's apartment for 2 days, and she said, I'm gonna go pick up my son in New York. Now, I'm willing to offer you a ride back to your girls. So me and my 2 boys ride with this Honduran lady. All seems well and nice. Had no issues with this lady. However, who's to blame at this point for taking a job away from me, putting 5 Americans at risk? 1 adult, 4 children at risk of being homeless in the street over someone coming from a whole nother country, a Honduran lady and her aunt, a mother and her aunt. She already had kids with her, and then she had another boy in New York. This story is sounding really strange to me. So I listened to her, and I did not want to be back in the state of North Carolina, and I had like nowhere to go. I had some money left over to pay for maybe 1 more week or less of the same hotel company, only in North Carolina. Got that hotel temporarily. And I can't even, it's mind-boggling where I bounced around from there to there. I don't remember the whole story at this point. But this part is about when the lady took me to North Carolina, left me there. I left my wallet in her car, in her glove box. And stupid me, I know, I made the mistake of forgetting my wallet in her glove box. Why was it in her glove box? I don't know. I put it there and left it, and she drove away. And I remembered it hours later, after she was already like traveled up north through the states to pick up her said son. Well, I called her and let her know, and she answered. Thankfully, she told me that when she gets her son, she'll come back down the same pathway, the same road, and leave me my wallet on the way back home. Wow, this Honduran lady was so nice. I'm very grateful. She was very sweet. Like, who would take a strange person that you're taking their job and put them in your home? Like, don't mess with my mind, because something is really off. Because why is her son in New York? And she's from Honduras. These people are screwing over Americans, making Americans go homeless, losing everything for this land and this country and this time. And that was back when my youngest daughter was just 1, which would have put her at the year around 2013. I was actually feeling good about the Texas, being in Texas, like the whole area where I was at. It felt like country. It felt like a place where I could raise my youngest daughter. Like I wanted her to live and grow there. It was just the beginning, and I didn't have much time. I worked for about 6 months, and I wanted to make my way. But I was kind of stuck in a temporary position of getting the help I needed or getting more money later. And I'll just stop right there because that was the end of me being a mother. That was the end of me taking care of 4 children who I got screwed over by these stupid motherfuckers in America. And their dads are apparently mixed with Native American and African American. And I'm white. I'm from my DNA. I just had it checked through Ancestry. Is from England and Europe. European and English. Okay, that's my Ancestry says I'm from. And I have no work in America, and that's what this country is based off of. Fuck you. I just don't have any more, like, stop threatening my life. You're doing it for attention. You're attention seeking. You're perverted, screwing with my own children. You're busted, okay? And I'm just gonna put this out there. And I think I'll just save this for a rainy day or a better day, because I think you do need attention. I think you need the right attention. And I hope that somebody calls a law on my kid's father for letting her touch your dick, for you touching her vagina area. And I have no more words because you're just as screwed up and perverted as Epstein and the whole charade around Epstein. I just think you really need to be fucking found out about. And the people that ruined my life, I just feel like that's an insight when these people, they claim to be Honduran, came from Honduras and had a child in another state. I just think that's bogus. I think it's a line of bullshit, and you guys better watch out. There's some truth to what I'm saying, you guys, and just walk around and listen and find out. But you don't know who's doing what, who's screwing people over, who's perpetrating, because the ones that you see trying to survive but never made it are probably the ones who were perpetrated, who were being done wrong. And they're Americans that grew up here but were booted out for some fuckaroo perversion in this timeline. And I'm here in America, and you can't right my wrongs or wrong my rights when you can't give me help that is required for me to play and participate in economical society that's based off income. Because you have no money for me, obviously. I'm just wandering on this planet across the U.S. back and forth around the United States, from my home state to North Carolina, out to Texas, back to North Carolina, out to Arizona, bounced out to California. Some chick off Facebook offered help in Idaho, turned against me, called the cops on me because I wouldn't get in her car to go live in a shelter, and booted me out. My fucked up mother, oh, I'll pay for a bus so you can go back to Tennessee, ended up calling me a bad person and had me arrested. It just goes on and on and on. So I bounced back to my home base, where I never had fun. Like I was subjected to their lies and I'm at their demise, or I don't have dementia. I just don't know like how many words to speak to show that I was subjected to these bitches here who hurt me, who brought harm on my life rather than being a good citizen or being a good family member or being a good co-worker, manager, friend, any of it. Okay? And I'm at a loss for words. I am not screwed up in the head. I don't know what words to put on my tongue to make it right, or to make this go to the people who need to get involved and show up for me. But where are you guys? Because I'm the one that's been hurt, and no one's doing anything about these crimes. No one's doing anything about the trauma that I lived, and no one's arresting anybody but me. I was arrested in Tennessee. I was arrested here in Florida 2 times because they let me out on bail and put me back over not having enough money to pay for car insurance. So they ripped me out of my car, beat me up, and told me I'm violent. Okay? And fuck you, because there's no happiness, there's no satisfaction. Even though I was arrested and let go, I had to pay the fines after you beat me up. I have a scar here on my elbow. It's going away, but it's there. I have scars on my knees where they slammed me on the fucking ground after ripping me out of my car. They pulled my hair 2 times, and then had the audacity to turn around and lie on the paperwork and state that I wrecked my car, which never fucking happened. Never fucking happened. They hit me in the back and they hit me in the front, and they said that I crashed. Blame me. I can't get a driver's license unless I pay them more money, more dues, close to $800. Okay, the driver's license like $365. The car insurance is gonna bump me up close to $800 combined with the car insurance, or with the driver's license and insurance combined. And you want me to live in this area because I'll be stuck with you in Florida for the remainder of a 5-year period, stuck with you guys who have beat me up, had me arrested, talk shit, and ruin my life for your party. I hate you people. I hate you people for your rudeness, for your dishonor of people, American people. I don't even know if our country is a real thing, it's just marketing, oil marketing, the markets. It's marketing for the America. I don't really think or believe in this being a country anymore. So you lost me. I have no more time, and you screwed me out of a house. You screwed me out of a family. You screwed me out of me and my children, out of having a family relationship. You fucked up, and I'm mad. I am mad. I have every right to be mad, and how dare you try to right my wrongs and call it anger and force me to pay for anger management classes, which just left me feeling drained and like I'm being done wrong no matter what. Like, it's you guys. It's you. You did this to me. You did this to me, not the other way around. It's not my fault. It's not my responsibility for a man to play or not play with a little girl. It's not my responsibility for a man to not harm my child. It's his fucking responsibility. You guys don't know me. You guys haven't learned. Maybe y'all should just fucking go to lunch and learn. Maybe someone could sit down and go at lunch with me. Sit down, have lunch or dinner with me. I don't know why I'm doing all this hand stuff, okay? I'm in a position. I'm resting on my bike, okay? And I have a goddamn driver's license. And I damn sure can't afford your fucking 80 grand vehicles, okay? How much is your Tesla, Elon? Elon. Hey, Elon, take me to lunch. Are you in the area? Are you out in Mayaka? You're close by. Take me to lunch. Have a nice conversation about rockets and Mars. I'll tell you my dream about Mars that I had. Alright, so there you have it. That was just so fucking rude. Bye for now.